along roads across the area, or at the very least, you've certainly heard us talk about them. Small cameras pointed toward traffic, quietly recording the license plates of vehicles that pass by. They're made by Flock Safety, and police departments across the country say they use them to help find stolen cars, missing people, and suspects in crimes. Flock argues the technology has become an important tool for law enforcement. But the same system that can help police find someone can also allow an officer to search where a particular vehicle has been. And a growing number of cases are raising questions about what happens when that power is misused. Our national investigative team has been looking into those cases for months. Here's part of what Gray TV's Brendan Keefe heard about an Indiana man's experience.
Did you start to see the police in your rearview mirror?
Only one officer.
How are you?
I would come into town and all of a sudden he would be there, like he was waiting for me.
Why are you out here patrolling in the county, huh?
I don't know.
Or did you just come out looking for me?
No.
Is there any reason they would be legitimately tracking you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Why do you keep harassing me? Leave me alone.
Bob passed by a Flock camera and wondered, is that how the police knew where he was? He found the answer online.
HaveIBeenFlocked.com. Put in your license plate number and you can see if there are inquiries on your license plate. And for mine, the search count is 63. All these hits came up.
Well, and since Brendan first reported that story, we have seen allegations of misuse right here in our area. In Charlotte, CMPD officer Seth Elliott was arrested after investigators say he used law enforcement databases, including Flock, to help the reported target of a drug investigation in Watauga County. According to court documents, that person asked Elliott to look up a license plate because he believed he was being followed. Investigators say it belonged to an undercover officer working the case. Elliott allegedly searched the plate and passed along information about the vehicle and officer. Court documents also accuse him of sharing other sensitive information about police investigations and activity. CMPD police have since placed Elliott, on unpaid leave pending this ongoing investigation. Then came Mooresville and another reported case of misuse. This right here is Officer Elizabeth Snowman. She was arrested after investigators accused her of using Flock to track her boyfriend's ex-wife. Police say she searched the system 31 times, mostly labeling those searches as motor vehicle infractions. And she's accused of accessing it while off duty at least twice. Her arrest prompted a review of 10 other possible misuse cases. No additional criminal charges were filed, but police did find several policy violations. Leaders with the Mooresville Police Department told us last week they have since tightened access to how the system can be used by its officers.
They're also going to have to attach a case number to this to give it a little more bite, to give it a little more. They're going to have to answer certain things to put in another safeguard beyond what's already required.
And that's fueling a bigger debate. Every time you pass one of these cameras, your vehicle information can become searchable by law enforcement. So what prevents that access from being misused? Flock says new safeguards introduced just today will do just that. National investigative reporter Brendan Keefe shows us what's changing.
Flock records every car that passes its roughly 100,000 cameras nationwide and allows police departments to search your historical movements for the last 30 days. But now the license plate reader camera company is changing that after our investigations of alleged abuses, including the arrests of officers accused of stalking their exes, recommending police departments keep that data of your movements for only 7 days.
Why not just do a hot list system where you're not scanning and keeping the movements of innocent people who may never be suspected of a crime, yet they're still in that system for 30 days?
It's because the investigative value here is immense.
In April, Flock defended its 30-day database tracking the movements of millions of Americans. Now the company is recommending police departments delete that historical travel data after only 7 days. But Flock said, quote, existing customers will keep their current democratically approved retention periods, which means police departments departments can keep the data as long as they choose. Flock is also asking its police customers to turn on transparency portals, saying fewer than 1/3 of departments have done so. But those reports don't include officer names or who they searched. In Flock emails obtained through public records, the company told police departments there is nothing the public can gain from this report.
Flock doesn't enforce multi-factor authentication.
So someone with the username and password wouldn't need anything else. Someone could share the username and password.
People have found this information for sale on the dark web.
We found cases where officers still had access to Flock after they were fired by their departments.
Do you require two-factor or multi-factor?
It's on by default for all of our customers, but they can choose to opt out of it if they so choose.
If all I need is the password and username, then I can log into that system. I'd be breaking the law, but I wouldn't need that person's phone for multi-factor.
That's right.
Now, Flock is changing that too, requiring multi-factor authentication for all users. We asked Flock for an interview, but the company would offer us only canned sound bites with the CEO. The biggest change is that Flock will not only alert police supervisors to questionable searches, it will lock that officer out until an administrator reviews them. In Atlanta, I'm Brendan Keefe.
Give you an idea of just how widespread these cameras have become. Take a look at the map here you see behind me. This is from the website DFlock. That's an open source, volunteer run project mapping license plate readers like Flock. And look at all the little dots here. It has identified more than 129,000 nationwide. Now we've zoomed into our viewing area and found more than 1,500, with DFlock identifying 93% of them as Flock cameras. Whether those cameras stay is ultimately a policy decision. Local, state, or federal leaders could restrict their use, limit data sharing, or in some cases end those contracts altogether. It's something Flock's CEO even said he supported publicly today to CNN.
My hope is that not just Flock, but our peers in the industry and state regulators wake up to this problem and also start increasing the penalties for a violation of the power that we entrust in law enforcement.
Lawmakers in both Carolinas also considering additional rules for these license plate readers. We're going to keep tracking where those proposals go. And meantime, when it comes to transparency, Flock allows agencies to turn on public portals showing things like how many cameras they use and how often the system is searched. Flock says 1,500 agencies have turned that feature on, but it works with more than 7,000 agencies nationwide, meaning only about 1 in 5 currently offer that public window. As we've mentioned, CMPD says it does not own Flock cameras, so this database would not exist for that department. But Mooresville Police does have its transparency portal feature turned on. We're now working to find out which other departments here in our area make that information public.